Welcome to 5 Minutes News Articles. Use headphones for better experience. So there is a new story on this channel. As the race to the 2024 US presidential election tightens, Americans are watching closely as two highly contrasting candidates vie for the country's top office: Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The election, set for November 5th, has transformed from a potential rematch between Trump and Biden into an unprecedented contest. With Biden stepping aside and endorsing his vice president, Kamala Harris, the country now faces a unique question. Will America elect its first female president, or will Trump return for a second term? The stakes are high, and each candidate has assembled a powerful support base, including endorsements from major public figures that reflect the core values of each campaign. On Trump's side, prominent tech figures like Elon Musk have thrown their weight behind him. Musk, who has positioned himself as a champion of free speech and deregulation, aligns with Trump's views on limiting government interference in the economy and prioritizing American innovation. Both Musk and Trump share a common vision of decentralizing federal power, minimizing regulations, and creating an economy that emphasizes individual freedoms. Musk's support has amplified Trump's appeal within the tech industry and among younger voters who favor free speech and innovation over traditional governance. Other conservative voices and influencers who resonate with Trump's vision have also rallied behind him, particularly those who believe that America's strength lies in self-reliance and economic independence. Trump's goals for his second term emphasize a vision for America to become more inward-focused, prioritizing domestic growth over international entanglements. One of his key promises is to pull America out of endless wars and instead focus on strengthening the nation's economy. He argues that the resources America allocates to global conflicts would be better spent addressing pressing domestic issues, from job creation and infrastructure improvements to healthcare reform. Trump's America First policy appeals to a substantial segment of voters who feel the country should focus more on its own citizens' prosperity and security rather than engaging in costly foreign interventions. In addition to his economic and military policies, Trump is advocating for stronger border security, which he claims is essential to maintaining American jobs and safety. His tough stance on immigration resonates with voters who view the issue as critical to preserving job opportunities and lowering crime rates. With his populist messaging and commitment to nationalism, Trump has mobilized a fervent base that is determined to see him return to the White House. On the other hand, Kamala Harris represents continuity within the Democratic Party. Following in the footsteps of Biden, Obama, and other prominent Democrats, her platform focuses on progressive social policies, climate change, and an inclusive economy. Harris's support base includes influential figures in the entertainment industry, such as Taylor Swift, who has consistently advocated for social justice, LGBTQ+ rights, and environmental causes. Swift's endorsement highlights Harris's appeal to a younger, more progressive demographic. Other influential figures in Hollywood and media circles have rallied behind Harris, citing her stance on healthcare reform, social equality, and climate action. Harris's approach to governance is collaborative and inclusive, with a strong emphasis on global diplomacy and alliances. Her vision for America aligns closely with Biden's policies, advocating for climate action, universal healthcare access, and racial equity. Like her Democratic predecessors, Harris believes in the importance of America's role on the global stage, from combating climate change to fostering international cooperation on critical issues. Her supporters argue that in an interconnected world, America's involvement in global affairs is essential to both its own prosperity and the well-being of other nations. While Harris leads in national polls by a slight margin, Trump's popularity in key swing states has closed the gap, making the election even more unpredictable. In states like Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, both candidates are neck and neck, reflecting a divided electorate. Meanwhile, Pennsylvania, a historically crucial swing state, has become a battleground with Trump holding a narrow lead, underscoring the tight race in areas that often decide election outcomes. Adding complexity is the challenge of polling accuracy. Trump's support has been historically underestimated, with the 2016 and 2020 elections demonstrating the limitations of traditional polling. Pollsters have since adjusted their methodologies, yet there's still an element of uncertainty, especially given Trump's unpredictable voter base and the hesitancy of some supporters to participate in polls. Polling organizations like 538 have refined their approaches, yet the unique dynamics of Trump's appeal to irregular voters, those who do not traditionally engage in the electoral process, remain difficult to capture. Ultimately, this election reflects a stark choice between two contrasting visions of America's future. Trump supporters view his return as a chance to restore economic independence, security, and self-reliance, with a focus on empowering Americans over global alliances. Harris, meanwhile, represents an inclusive, globally minded approach, promising to address social inequities, combat climate change, and preserve America's international leadership. As the candidates press on, both camps are working tirelessly to rally every last voter in what promises to be an electrifying final stretch. The outcome of this race will not only shape America's domestic future, but will also send a powerful message to the world about the direction America intends to take. Will the country choose a return to Trump's nationalistic and economy-focused agenda, or will it pivot towards Harris's progressive vision and the promise of an inclusive America? With the clock ticking, the anticipation is palpable, and only time will tell which vision will ultimately prevail. Stay ahead on global defense and geopolitics. Subscribe now and be the first to get updates on major events shaping our world.